Good evening, gamers. So now Broken Fang has come to an end. I wanted to go over my $2,600 investment into Broken Fang. It's been my biggest investment so far into any operation, and I have, as you can see now based on my spreadsheet, there's a lot to cover. I've dipped my toes into a lot of things, and I've basically chose everything that's worth looking at. I even include some cases, but I'll explain why I started with cases later. And then I'm just going to break it down. I'll start with stickers. I don't actually own any more cases, but I'll have a quick discussion why I got cases and the meaning behind it. And then I'll break it down by each of the 3 collections, explain what I got there. I'll discuss any uncertainty I have, because I have an uncertainty with a certain collection already. And then discuss anything special about the skin, when I'll sell it, and hopefully how much for. And so hopefully it will give you guys a good idea what to do with your own items. Okay, so first thing I'm going to talk about are stickers. Now, for me, there's 3 types of stickers I've identified. I've gone for the Battle Scarred Hollow, and the Stone Scales Foil. Now, 2 of these are a bit more just out there because I did the pass, and I decided to keep these instead of selling them off. So, we're going to go with Battle Scarred Hollow. Well, Battle Scarred non-hollow first. This, I'm not expecting too much. Right now, I've made 20% on it. Currently about 48p. I got them for when they were about 40. I got 26 of these. Now, that's 20% already. I am probably going to hold on to these until the next major. Then I'm going to sell these off, and in the major, I'll either go get myself souvenir packages, sticker caps, something like that. If the major is looking good though. If the major's not looking good, I'll hold these probably until December, then sell them off. The same's going to go for the Stone Scales Foil. Now, both of these I'm not trying to get double money, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I'm probably looking at about 0.5 to 1, 0.5 to 2. Anywhere between those regions, I'll be quite happy. These are not high demand. The Stone Scales, I believe a lot of investors have gone to, but other people haven't. They don't really look that nice. I don't see many crafts, they're alright. But I'm not completely hopeful for. I think they'll be a bit more flop. That's why I actually only have 15 of these. I got them for about 95p, they're currently 94, so I'm actually losing a pence right now, but it's only 15p. I got them just to have a finger in the pie, so to speak. With these as well, like I said, a year to half a year, I'm going to look to make about, even for Stone Scale Foils, I'm going to look to make just 25%. I'm not holding myself out. I think they will go up, but not a lot. So I've just kept them as in case something mad happens, in case a hype happens, I can just off-sale them then. Yeah, full disclaimer, because I actually sold these yesterday. For the simple reason of Breakout is starting to get attention. I wanted to get 100 Breakout cases. I already had around 25, but I wanted to get another 75 to bring myself up to a number. And nothing else was really worth cashing out selling. And these, the only reason I think they've had any sort of popularity, and I've been thinking this now for a while, is because the only people buying them are investors. If you actually have a look around, there's not a lot of crafts going on. No one's really crafting with these stickers. I can see why. They're nice, you might get the odd craft here and there, but I don't think it's going to have any sort of demand, but it's going to take up the supply. And I think all it's been is investors buying, thinking it's going to be great. This is going to be another one of the Gold Web foil from Shattered Web. So I thought, not worth it. Actually, they went up a little bit, so I was in break even after tax. So I thought, I'm more than happy to cash out there. I haven't lost anything, it was worth a gamble. And I've put now into something like Breakout Case, which has already actually risen a bit since I've got them. And they probably are going to do more into, when this gets released, it'll be next week now, because it's a bit of a late recording. But when this happens, they're probably going to do even better. So sell something for a loss or break even, and I'm going to now profit more, either make back the loss or continue making more profit by investing in something else. It's a smarter move, trust me. The last thing I've got are the Battle Scarred Hollows, and they're the ones I'm interested in. I have 26 of these. I got them for when they were about £2.37. They've now gone up almost 2 times to £4.54. Now, again, all these will be in dollars so people understand, but for my own simplicity, I'm going to work in pounds. Now, with this, they've already gone 2 times. If they go much more, we'll see. I'm not set they'll go. They could go, 3-4 times? these I'm going to hold for a year to 2 years. There's a lot of quantity right now on the market. There is a lot around. However, they are quite desirable. People really like crafts. I think there's around like 6,000 crafts. Now, if this keeps up, if the demand keeps up, there's a better stick comes out. But right now, they're really good for like skins with artwork, so people quite like them. They don't take too much away from the artwork. They're not a full backed skin. So there's a lot of things that make this sticker special. The hype that's around it is quite rare, and this price where it's already at is quite stable, so I'm hopeful. I think these will probably do well, but these are long-term items. The other two stickers are short-terms. These are long-term. You want to hold these for 1 to 2 years, maybe if you want to see insane 3 years, but at least 1 to 2 you should be holding these ones. Now, moving on to the actual skins. You have the Ancient Collection, the Control Collection, and the Havoc Collection. Now, I've invested into these. Basically, 2 collections, which are my 2 favourite collections. I've got around 650 to 700 invested. And then the other one, which I don't have much faith in, I've done about half that. So, we're going to start with one I've invested the least amount in, which is the Control Collection. With this, the main things I wanted to cover was the pinks and purples, and specific low float ones. Now, I've got some other bits here and there, but the Control Collection is not something you're going to expect to do well. The quantity is insanely high. Everyone went after the old fade. There's loads and loads of these skins floating around. So this is something I've got my toes dipped in, but it won't do as well as the other 2 collections. So this one is a very short term for me. This is looking at 6 months to a year. I'm probably going to sell these in December, and I'll probably sell everything but the M4. That's because I just like it. I think it looks nice. So we're going to start at the top with the pink. I got myself 1 blue phosphor in factory new and 0.015 float. This sent me back 155 when I got it. It's now currently sitting around 200. That's about 27%, which is, alright. Again, this is something I'm probably going to hold for a long time. So I'm not expecting it to do insane numbers. I'm not expecting ever to really sell it until I sort of finally cash out. Just because it looks really cool. It's a Sapphire M4. But again, the quantities will offset this. It means it's not very desirable. But the rest of these skins going down now, I will be selling probably in December of this year. Why? Well, it depends if we have any updates throughout the year, if anything big happens. I have a good feeling there will be. Then it'll be defended as an operation at the end of the year. If there is, I'll probably dump these before the operation and invest in trade-up fodder for the operation, and then flip those trade-up fodders for operation skins. If not, I don't. I'll probably still dump them, to be honest, because these don't really have a future. Even though the alt fade is very desirable, it's just the collection has that many numbers. There's that many people selling them, that many people storing them. They're just not going to see the same increases that Havoc or Control or Ancient or a new collection or old cases or anything else would have. So they'll still rise, just not very well. That being said, I invested in these very early. I did the trade-ups really early. At the end, I'll put a video of the trade-ups I actually did, but I'll put a video out. I did a few of these. Now, I'm at 80% profit for this. I invested 341 and I profited about 117. Then again, that's the least amount I've profited and the least amount I've invested, but it is 80%. A lot of that come from the trade-ups I did. So, going down the list then, I have myself this Prime Conspiracy with 0017. I kind of like it. I like this skin, but I'm not going to keep it. I'm just going to wait for it to do enough profit and then dump it. Right now it's around 30, and the trade-up cost me 1077. Along with the crime scene I did, Factory New 007, cost me 1077, and I profited. Now it's about £41, so it's about 281 profit. That's quite nice. But these are trade-ups. Looking at the non-trade-ups I got, I bagged myself at the very start of the operation of berries and cherries in Min Wet and Factory New, a 0.27 and a 0.86 even. Both of these cost me around 15, and they are currently 25 each. So again, that's about £10 profit, or 64 to 67 percentage increase. Not too shabby, but again, I don't think these are going to grow much further. So again, those all short term. I'm going to sell them off in probably December and just dump it. Moving on from that, I've got two global offensive, one in Factory New, one in Minware. I've got 2 Magna Cartas, one in Factory New, one minimum wear, and a threat detected. All of these, some range from about £3.90 for like the Factory New Global Offensive, but other ones like the Threat Detected I got when it got released for about £1.83. All of these though have profited basically around 30 to 50%, apart from the Threat Detected, which has doubled in price, but that was before the hype. I bought a lot of these after the hype. Now, the Global Offensives look cool, but I'm not going to keep them around. Magna Cartas, I'll probably keep the Factory New because it's purple, it was my purple loadout, but the minimum wear will go and so will the Threat Detective. Now, all of these I'll sell off again in December, and these will go for market. The floats are nothing special, they're nothing fancy, I'll just sell them straight off. And with these, I'm probably going to be looking to get a 0.75 to 2 times. So I want 3/4 profit or 1 times, or double the price. So we're looking at that range. I don't expect these to, after this operation now, I don't expect these to double in price. If you bought them before the operation, I think double the price for Control Collection would be happy days. Okay, to summarise the Control Collection, lots of quantity, lots going on. I expect myself to get a 2 times. That's me happy, and I'll be cashing out in December probably. I'll probably hit December and go, okay, there'll be a better investment opportunity. If there isn't, I'll hold these until there is. But I'm going to be looking in December to dump these, everything but the blue phosphor. So the purples downwards, get rid, and probably sell. If there's a special float ones, I'm going to obviously sell them for that as what I've paid. If not, the rest goes for market. Okay, so let's talk about the Ancient Collection now. And, well, before we even get into what I got, we need to talk about something else. So for me, it's all about what happens with the Ancient Souvenirs. Now, I'm not going to go in deep into this. I can do a deep dive later, but I want to see more information come out first. With it, if for souvenirs, you can just spam a token or spam pass and just basically keep choosing to get loads of Ancient Souvenirs. That's all anyone's going to do. We have such a big player base right now, you're going to see a lot of stuff. With that, the skin prices will come down because even though you can trade all that, the M4A1 isn't a skin people right now. It's cool, it's hot new stuff, everyone wants one. But it's going to lose its fire. They'll release an M4, it's a print stream or another cool skin or from an operation or something, and that will steal the limelight away and this skin won't really rise or grow. It might even fall as people try cash out. With that, I'm also looking at the skins below it. If you can get souvenir packages for basically the price of a token, and you can just have this loads of them because everyone has just chose to get these souvenir packages. There's no way of adding randomness to it, then you're looking at a bit of a problem. I think the prices for the Ancient Collection will start to tank. Not straight away, but as people open more and more, you'll wait for mass, like China will start mass opening these, or probably YouTube, stuff like that, and then the price will fall. Now, I don't see Ancient being in the map for long, so there's a now discussion over the souvenir packages, but I said I'm going to wait a bit, wait before the major, then I'll get my thoughts. Now, with this, it means I need to take this in consideration with Ancient Collection. So I have 2 deadlines for myself. The first one is before the major. If it all points to Ancient's going to be played in Stockholm, and it's going to be on the competitive map pool, there'll be souvenir packages, and we basically on the day for pass release, if I see that you can just buy loads and loads and loads of Ancient souvenir packages with tokens, means the price will be low, I am backing out. That nuclear option, however, it's because I don't have faith in this. At the end of the day, red's not got things, people are not going to be doing trade-ups for it, no one's going to care. And if you can just get yourself a considerably cheaper souvenir edition, you can even scrape the stickers off, but the stickers will probably look quite nice, people are going to go for that. Okay, so with all that said, let's actually have a look at what I got. I spent around 350, I'm looking at about 650 right now, so pretty good. If we actually have a look at what I got myself a Panthera Onca. Now, I didn't go for Factory New Minware, I went for Battle Scarred here. The reason being is the M4A1 doesn't really show wear, so it's not vital to have a really good float. Also, the Panthera Onca actually looks its best in Battle Scarred. As you see, there's a pattern on the mag. That's where the money's probably going to be. So I managed to get this one for a really good price, 150. It's currently sitting around 260 right now, which is 74% rise. that's pretty good, and this will end up going probably. It's a shame, it looks great, but it needs to run its course, and there'll be something better at the end of the tunnel to go and get some. So it makes sense. Going on from that, we're going to now look at the purples. So we've got the Ancient Visions, which is a pretty good float. Along with that, the gold bricks are both pretty good floats as well. I've got 2 of those. All in all, I'm quite happy with where these got. They cost me about 20 at the time. They're now sitting at around 50 to 60, so that's a 2, well, that's about a 2 and a bit times. Almost coming on to the 3 times. It is 2 times pure profit though. That's really, really nice. That's done really well, and I'm very, very happy. These will go very quickly though, because the gold bricks I might keep on, but the rest gonna go. Moving on from that, then the carved jade, the blast from the past, the dark water. All of these again didn't cost much, 5. They're not sitting at great. These ones are not great. I'm not out there. They're not amazing. If you have a look, they've risen very little. It's about what, 30%, 20 to 30%, but I don't care. Again, like I said, these will probably do quite well. They'll probably get a bit. They might even get a bit of hype, and then I can just dump them for the major. And the major, I'm hoping. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it too much, but lots of investors, lots of people digging around. If they completely mess this up, it's not going to be a great opportunity. So we don't know. Ancient Collection's got a massive cloud above it right now. I wouldn't advise investing in it. I'd advise going for something like the Havoc Collection, which is more safer right now. But this is the position I'm in. I've got ancient skins. I need to decide what I'm doing with them. And the major's going to be the big sign. Going on from that then, you got your CZ. I'm just going to incorporate the blues in general, light and dark blues. Silver, tall grass, panther camo, arm machine and lush ruins. All of these pretty cheap, quite a few, but nothing special. They've not done anything special either. They're just going to sit here, vibe, and they will go along with everything else. And for market, because I've looked through them, nothing's an insane float. They're all just okay floats, so dump them for market, it's not worth my time. The small amount of increase you can get for float overpay on certain items is not going to be worth my time digging through it. So, to summarise now, the Ancient Collection. If everything happens with a major and there's the souvenirs and you can get tickets and all that, then they're going to get dumped very quickly, because I don't think they'll have much of a life after that, when you can just spam out a $2, $5 container to get the skins quite easily. However, if it doesn't do that, I will probably keep them from a year to 2. Depends when they take ancient out of the pool, but the blues and the light blues and the greys and all that, I'll probably sell after a year. I'll keep the gold bricks, the card J's and the Yonker for a year to 2, depending on how things are going. With these then, if you can't just spam out souvenir packages, I'll be looking for that 3 to 4 times. I will be looking for this to get quite hot, because people want to do trade-ups. And almost comparing it to a cobble collection, cobblestone for those. With that, that's what it would very closely resemble, the sort of how cobble's been. Now, it's not quite the same, because it's not quite a dragon, it's not an orc, it's an M4A1. But it will still do quite well, because people like souvenirs, and with souvenirs will then rise in price, yada yada yada. Again, I'll talk about this some other time, but yes, I'll be looking at 3 to 4 times over 2 years probably, if the souvenir packages you can't spam. Now, the last one I'm going to cover is one I have the most faith in. It's the Havoc Collection. It hasn't done insane, but then again, over half of my actual investing amount, almost 3/4, was on one item. And that item I bought very close to the end of the operation. It's a pink. It is the AWP Silk Tiger and Factory New with a 0.0229. That sent me back about 470. And right now it's sitting at 500. It's only got up 5%. Keep in mind this is an expensive item, so 5% is actually £22. But I think this has got a lot more going in. I'm going to keep this skin long. I'm looking at 1 to 2 years to keep this. There's a reason, because in general it has a lot of growth. There's not a lot of quantity. It's not as high as a control. And it's nice. It looks good. People like it. This has got a really good pattern. as you can see here, the tiger sticking out of a mag. It's not the best pattern, but it's still a good pattern. It's like a mid-tier. And then going down from that, I also, if you remember, again with trade-offs, I did a factory new Grot Franklin. I got that, cost me around 20. Right now, it's at 56.59. So that's basically 200%. It's doubled in price and more. I'm quite happy with that. It's a 37.2% profit. So it's looking pretty good, looking really good. It's basically going to hit 3 times soon if it keeps going up a bit more. My next thing I got myself a SSG Hypnotic in factory new. But that when I got it set me back about 37, and it's currently sitting at about 46.8, so it's only 27%. And I think this, along with the Silk Tiger, is the reason why I'm actually only hitting 41% profit right now. I think if I got all that sooner, I was looking again at it sooner, and I think something just put me off, something I wasn't quite feeling also sure on. I didn't pull the trigger on the Silk Tiger, and then the Silk Tiger just shot right up. And the same with this Hypnotic that I got a bit later. Waited it out, I had a bit of spare change, thought I'd go and get this. Both of which pretty hurt my profit percentage on here, but again, they will do well. The Hypnotic I'm going to sell probably in a year's time. This goes for the same with the Grot Franklin and the Phoenix Blacklight. All three I'm going to hold for at least a year, maybe into next year. And if the profit is not, if I want to be hitting probably 3 times here, if not 4. If I'm not hitting those levels in a year's time, I'm going to hold these for 2. Now, I think they should be able to achieve them, seeing that basically all of them right now are almost up to 2 times. I should be able to hit 3 and 4. In a year, 2 year, I see that possible. All of which, they are around, cost me around 30 to 36. That's like the Phoenix Blacklight as well. I did have one, field tested, sold it, and then got myself a factory new one a bit later. Bear, again, around 50, so it's 70% on the Phoenix. And then if we look at the next tier down, I've got stuff like the Night Heist and Minware, the Bengal Tiger and Field Tested, the Tiger Pit and Factory New Minware. All of these I'm going to be holding again for a year. A lot of this collection, even though I have more faith in, I'm doing a year to 2. I'm doing a bit longer with this, but the idea is you don't hold things for like 3-4 years, because at the end of the day you get tied up with them, they're sitting there. You want to hit yourself a good level, sell, and then reinvest in something else that will see greater growths. To explain it simply, let's say I took Shadowweb, they hit around 4 times some of the stuff I got, even 10 times some of the stuff, but let's say they hit 4, which was some of the things I later got. Cash them out during the operation, so I've hit 4 times, I'm now reinvested in operation skins from this collection. Now if I've done that, I'd then hit 2 times, 3 times or something, but let's say I've hit 2 times and be moderate. Now instead of holding these skins, which haven't gone up anymore in the Shattered Web collection, in the short time I've held these operation collections, they went up 4 times for Shattered Web, and then an extra 2 times, so a net 8 times profit. That is why you need to look at these things. Even though the price of these skins have only doubled, you forget the 4 times before that, when it's gone up on Shattered Web, it's making you 8 times now. It's making what you're getting more out of it. So you need to know when to sell, because sometimes things just won't increase anymore. They've had their spurt of growth. They level off. I'm not saying Shattered Web is time to sell, but I'm saying some things level off and then will spike later on, but it'll take a while where you're better off just to invest in something new. And it's about churning the cycle. There's a cycle, you'll start to learn it from investing, stuff like summer sales, major stickers, operations, December, when kids get money, or Chinese New Year. So you learn the cycle, and that's how you work. So yeah, the last few things of this collection are like the Houndstooths. I've got Factory New, Minware, Vault Heists, Phoenix Marks. All of these I have 1 or 2, and then the other one I have 31 Clay Ambushes. Holding on to these, again, I'm going to sell these after they're low tier stuff. I don't want them clogging up space. And so, to summarise this final part, the Havoc Collection. Now with these, again, the pinks is what I'm going to hold long. I'm going to hold the pink for about 2 years for Silk Tiger. Really good float, nice pattern. And for this, it's a very expensive item, but I think I want to see a 2.5. Why? I don't think it's going to be able to rise to like 2 grand. That might be out there. Then again, the X-ray, if it does well, it could go up. And you could be looking at a 3 times. A 3 times, I'll probably say, okay, now I might go walk. But with a 2.5, I'll be happy with. And 2 years, 2.5, even though it doesn't sound great, if you then look on paper the actual money it would be, that's looking around £1,250, which, you know, is more than a Glock fade. So that's when you start thinking about things like that. The purple's going down, that you're going to be wanting to go for, again, 2.5, maybe a little bit more, 2.75, and I'll be cashing these out after a year and a half probably. So just before the summer sale, sell them then and reinvest in basically red lines, liquid skins, anything like that, stuff that will then go up in December. Maybe some trade up materials like the cold-blooded, and just have them stored away, because I think stuff like the cold-blooded, the older sort of case stuff, so cold-blooded, dark water, M4s, dragon tattoo, stuff like that, I think they're going to do quite well this year, along with like the old collections, but I think by then the old collections would have risen. So yeah, simple thing with this, I want a 2.5 for the Havoc, and I want to hold it for about a year and a half, maybe 2 if I'm not happy with profit levels. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it up there. It's been a much longer, more deep dive into my broken find investments. We've gone into a bit more detail than we normally would. It's taken a lot longer. It's twice the size of a normal video. But if you like these sort of longer videos where I go into a bit more depth, I'm happy to do them every now and again. And just let me know. Again, remember, good stuff. Comment, like, subscribe, all that. And let me know your opinions. Do you think these broken finds will do better or worse? Any items that you disagree on? Let me know, have a discussion. I respond to everything. I'm more than happy to see you guys' viewpoints, because I'm not always right. I bet you one of these items is something in here I'm going to be wrong on. We'll probably look back in the past, but yeah. So that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, good stuff, and I am out.